Shalom Israel, giving no praise. Yahweh Hashem, Al Shabbat, Shem Chakadash. I'm honest to the apostles, elders, Jim, who else are you teaching to? I can my the freedom in your life to push his word, the truth and sincerity. Yeah, so Salakia, man, I'm in the hood, man. But now the topic of UFOs is hitting the social media, it's hitting media. And now it's become, a topic of consideration. People for many years said that we were crazy, that, UFOs don't exist. But if you know anything, UFOs are in the Bible, man, and they are the chariots of Israel. So we're going to play these videos, about 3.5 minutes long. Then we're going to get a few scriptures. I'm not going to interrupt it. We're going to play it straight.
Well, coming from space,
Yes.
And I know you're interested in that.
Oh, very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd they tell you? How much can you tell?
So
How's that work? Is it like super top secret?
I can tell,
Tell me.
Well, based on Hunter Biden, I can say whatever the hell I want, right? But I interviewed a few people. It's never been my thing, I have to be honest. I have never been a believer. I have people that Area 51 or whatever it is, I think it's the #1 tourist attraction in the whole country or something. Area 51 in Las Vegas. Do you know that, right?
Sure, I know what it is.
So anyway, but it's a big tourist thing. So I interviewed jet pilots that say they saw something. If you saw them, you'd love to have them as
I've had a couple in here. Commander David Fravor.
Yeah.
I had him in, who had that sighting in 2004. Very compelling with video evidence, radar evidence. Ryan Graves.
I don't believe his name, but I interviewed jet pilots that were solid people. Perfect. I mean, great pilots, great everything. And they said, we saw things, sir, that were very strange. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. And it was going 4 times faster than an F-22, which is a very fast plane, And it was round, which is, in theory, a great shape.
So when you were talking to these people, was this something that you were compelled to have conversations about? Was this your personal interest?
A little bit. It's not a great interest for me, but it's a little interest. I get that question as much as almost any question. Do you think that we have aliens coming, flying around or whatever?
What do you think?
There's no reason not to. I mean, there's no reason not to think that Mars and all these planets don't have life, because
Mars, we've had probes there and rovers, and I don't think there's any life there.
Well, maybe it's life that we don't know, but
maybe there was life there at one point in time. This is the speculation about Mars, that Mars had an atmosphere at one point in time, a long time ago, that could support life. It also had large bodies of water, but we've had no evidence of even bacterial life that exists on Mars. But the universe is pretty vast.
It's not been a big thing for me. I mean, when I looked at what China did to this, they would have never done it with me, where they put the balloon up, and a lot of people thought for a little while that was one of these things. So,
well, that's a lot of the speculation too, that some of these drones that hover over battleships, that these are Chinese drones, and that they're not UFOs.
They could be also.
There's some super sophisticated.
But I did interview, let's say 3 or 4 guys and without tremendous interest, if you had them, as I said, you'd love to have them as your children. Solid, beautiful people. They said, sir, there's something there.
There's something there. Yeah, I've talked to quite a few of them.
They're not conspiracy guys.
Well, I mean, just the Commander David Fravor thing in 2004 off the coast of San Diego, they clocked that thing going from 50,000 feet above sea level to 50 in a second.
Yeah.
They don't know what it is.
That's tough to beat.
Yeah, they saw something in the water. It was hovering over that something that was making a disturbance in the water. They got video evidence of this thing. 2 different fighter jets with pilots in them saw it. There's, visual evidence, photographic evidence, video evidence, radar evidence. Whatever the hell it is, it moves in a way that would turn a human being into jello if they're inside of it. The G-force, no one would survive.
Oh,
so what is that? And it doesn't have a heat signature. They don't know what their propulsion system was. But
when you fly in some of these jets,
and that concludes the video. And notice how Trump, of course, he has a safe face, but I keep constantly reminding the audience that he doesn't concern himself about this video. Of course they do, man. Matter of fact, under his presidency, they had made another branch of the government called the Space Force. Everything happens on Earth. What do you need a Space Force for? Because they know that these UFOs are a threat, and they know what's his name? President Ronald Reagan. He made a speech about it. So these guys are being exposed, man. These guys are being exposed, man. Of course, the U.S. worries about it, man. Something that level of technology. Of course, they're curious about it. Who wouldn't be? But this is the way of saving face for the reality of what those chariots are, which is the destroyers of this world, man. These are going to be the vehicles that Yahushua comes back in to save the elect of the children of Israel and destroy his race, his people, for all the wicked they have done. So this is Zechariah 5:3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Right, so what is he talking about? Because you read into the chapter, it tells you about the UFOs, man. Matter of fact, let's get context. Right. In the scriptures, Zechariah, he said, this is verse 1, 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. Now, when Zechariah was saying a flying roll, the UFO, if he was to describe it, looking like anything, a lot of times it looks like a flying roll up close. And you could type in UFOs in Google Map images, and it would look like a circle within a circle, some far out technology design. All right, that's what Zechariah was seeing, a flying roll. So when we jump to verse 3, then said he unto me, this is the curse that go forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth should be cut off on this side according to it, and everyone that swears should be cut off on that side according to it. All right, so obviously this is explaining how these UFOs, or the flying rolls as Zechariah calls it, is gonna cut off people that steal and that swear according to their evils. The chariots are gonna be used to bring judgment. Isaiah 31:5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts, and notice it's all caps, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, the highest of highest, the Most High. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts, hosts means armies, defend Jerusalem. Now, they're going to show themselves. They're going to show themselves as the final battle, the final captivity of the children of Israel. The Heavenly Father is going to send his son to, have no stops, pour all his power, which is going to be an inkling of his power, but it's going to be massive, It said, the Lord said, oh, defend Jerusalem. Who's Jerusalem? Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the children of Israel. I need to be defended from this man that being oppressed by Esau. You're being afflicted, and in soon time, according to Revelation 12:12, he's going to come down with vicious wrath to those that don't obey his, NWO. Says, defending also will he will deliver it, and passing over it, he will preserve it, right? He's going to preserve the children of Israel. The elect is going to be beamed up. We've been saying it for years, but now it's becoming mainstream, man. It's becoming a topic of mainstream, all right? So chariots are in the Bible. Excuse me, I'm just checking the time. Chariots are in the Bible. Acts 1, verse 9. And when he spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up. So Yahushua, he was, the apostles were speaking to Yahushua after his death on the cross. And they thought it was over with, but he came back to reassure them that, good things are gonna come. He's gonna keep his promise. They will, they will sit on throneship throughout, judging the 12 tribes. But he had to he reappeared after his death to reassure them that he's the Messiah. And this is what he said. So while they were talking, he was taken up, and the cloud received him out of the sight. Now, was it an actual cloud? No, a regular cloud. It just, what is it? A combination of gases. No, and it filters water, through the process of precipitation. Why do they call it a clouds? Because, clouds fly in the sky. And that's exactly what the UFOs do. They fly high in the sky. So you call it a cloud. So the apostles seen a UFO grab Yahweh Shah. He said, verse 10, and while they looked steadfastly towards heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, 2 young men, angels, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing into heaven? The same Yahweh Shah, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as you have seen him go into heaven. Meaning his second return is going to be the exact way he left. But UFOs, man, so UFOs is in the Bible, man, and very soon they will be revealed, and they were going to come to do judgment. And don't let this devil, this is not really my concern, I don't really, dwell on these topics, whatever he said. And it's not true, because reality is there's shit in bricks right now knowing that the day of judgment is coming. All right? And they know that they listen to us prophets. We make a ruckus throughout all major streets in America about what's about to happen. So it's about that time, it's about to go down. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Chakadash, the one is the apostles, El Tim, Ruach, CT, Hakim, to the next video. Shalom.